Morning, everybody. It's Saturday. I just got off the phone with Anthony from Minneapolis area. He's definitely interested in getting going, so we're going to be starting here soon, which is awesome. And good week. Had a couple new people come aboard. Farah, Miranda, doing all kinds of offers, which is fantastic. And as I'm working with the new people, I chuckle because it's so funny. They're super eager, which is awesome. And one thing I want to tell everybody is, as we get responses for these guys, so I've sent out offers this week for the gals I just mentioned, and we've gotten a few responses. So and the investor gals that I'm working with have emailed me and texted me and stuff, and they're like, are we going to respond to that, and how are we going to respond, and this type of thing. So I want to tell you guys how I kind of handle that. When I get an email response to an offer, I'll, depending on what it is, I'll usually let it percolate for a day. I'll let it sit for a day. I don't want and again, this depends on what they've said, but normally it's either something about the price or, or they've completely rejected the offer and said it's nuts or whatever. But for whatever reason they have responded to that, I'm gonna usually let that sit for a day, maybe even 2 days. The reason being is, guys, I want them to think, I want the sellers to believe that I'm indifferent about the property. I mean, I want them to think, I don't want them to think that I'm eager and I'm trying to sell them on the concept and all that kind of stuff. You're never going to talk anybody into doing a lease option. Gavin Timms, who works with Joe McCall, I was in one of my masterminds yesterday. Actually, I was watching a recording of one of my masterminds. But anyway, Gavin, again, stressed that point, and it's so true. And it's funny because I see that with the new investors that I'm working with as we're starting to get some responses. It's exciting, they're eager. They want to see a deal happen. And we talked about in the video yesterday how it takes 3 to 6 months, 30 to 90 days. You got to have a lot of offers out there, and you got to build a pipeline, and you've got to constantly be marketing. That's how this works in this business. So we talked about that yesterday. But then the next step is, after you get those offers out and you start getting responses, it's important to me, I think it's important how you respond to those to kind of set the tone and keep control of the deal. And the only way you're in control of the deal is if the seller is selling to you. That way, you need to be the one who is reluctant about the situation, and you need the seller to tell you, hey, that deal you offered me, let's talk about it. I want to know more about it now. That's what you want. You don't want to be trying to constantly talk them into it. It doesn't work. You'll never do it, and it's not an effective way to do it. So think about this, guys. When you send an offer out and then you get an email back, let them sit on it. If they send you a voicemail, they call you. Look, here's a good differentiator. I don't even know if I think that's a word. Yeah, it's a word. Anyway, here's a differentiator between the two types of contact you're making with a seller. Okay. First contact is that's it. It's the first contact, right? So on that one, if they text you back, I'm on the phone before the text is even finished making a noise on my phone. I'm picking them up and calling them, because that's the first contact. So that time I want to jump on the phone and I want to do an introductory, and I want to try to get, as an end game, I'm just going to try to get their email, so with the idea that I'm going to send them an offer to review. That's really what my end game is on the very first call. So yeah, that time I'm going to pick up the phone and call immediately. Now, after I make the offer and they contact me back, whether it's via a phone call or via an email or even a text, I'm gonna hesitate a little bit before I offer back, depending on what they're asking. If it's a simple question, that's different. But if they're saying, "Oh, that's crazy. I don't like those numbers," or I need to be more at, X number of dollars versus what you offered, no matter what, that type of response, I'm going to let it sit for a day, maybe 2, because I want them to think that I'm indifferent about it. I want them to understand that I've made my offer, and I'll take a look at it when I have an opportunity. But I'm an investor. I've got a lot of other irons in the fire, and if this doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world for me. So I'm not desperate here. I'm not looking to drop my drawers so that, because I have to do this, I'm not that guy. So, we definitely want to, that's how we want to position ourselves, right? And that's a position of power when you're talking about this type of transaction. You want to be the person being sold to, not the person doing the selling, if you want to be in the power position. All right, guys, have a great Saturday. If you're taking the day off, awesome. If you're working, I hope it's a great day. If you're interested in working with us and talking to me, just getting on the phone, you don't have to commit to anything. charge anything. So feel free to message me and set up a time to talk with me. I talk with new investors at 7 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday is when I like to talk to new investors. And if you're already working with me, then you've got my information and you know how to contact me. So have a great day, guys. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.